Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, and we have a lot to talk about. It's pretty incredible stuff here. So Tuesday, October 11th, 2022, this is my post-market wrap-up. People, it's really starting to catch on. What am I talking about? Issues with regard to currency free fall, with regard to the debt market imploding on itself. I mean, if you were just searching around today, Bloomberg, Fox Business, CNBC, they're all covering it, okay? MarketWatch, the headline from MarketWatch, look this up for yourself. Bond market very close to a crash. Let me ask you this. Where have these people been? Just all of a sudden, over the past several weeks, finally, it's starting to get some attention here. Why is it, in your opinion, that the freaks here, pretty much every day have you focusing on the Dow Jones Industrial? Look at the Dow. Look at the Dow. Look at the Dow. That's all they have you looking at. They never talk about the driver of the market, which is the global hyper debt market here, which is, obviously it's getting so bad now that it is getting attention on the mainstream channels. Look, it makes me happy, and I'm not complaining here. But these people, they have no clue. They are so unbelievably behind the curve. It just baffles my mind here. It really, really does here. So, we got a few things going on. Look, we've been hearing from the IMF. We've been hearing from the World Bank, multi-billionaire investors, Greg Mannarino, you. We all know what's going on here. And, the fact to me that it's now getting mainstream airplay, first of all, you have to understand something. The average guy and the average girl has no idea what they're talking about. So they could, start broadcasting this stuff. People aren't going to get it. They don't have any idea of what is going on, how the financial system works, at its core, what it is, being debt-based, why we can't have a budget, why this program gets instituted, warp speed vaccines and wars that keep expanding, and you got to send cash over here and more cash over. They have no idea why the mechanism is going on. You do, clearly. It's a mechanism to keep the system afloat. And the debt must expand exponentially. It cannot stop. Can't stop. Not even for a nanosecond could expanding debt stop. The whole system implodes. You know that. Anyway, market was all over the place today. I want to talk more about that. We watched the 10-year yield creep higher, creep back lower. Stocks were off to the races. Dow was up around 400. Started creeping higher again. We erased all of that. Look, in real time, you can see what I have explained for years here, how the driver of the market, the debt market here, by keeping your eye on that 10-year yield, watching global bond yields, what the dollar is doing, how this affects the stock market. And I think maybe this is why the mainstream has to cover it, because they're trying to explain to people what's going on. And I would assume that by directing their attention over at, I guess, the debt market, people are still not going to get it. A fraction of the people on this planet understand the financial system the way you do, because you follow this blog. People are clueless. I don't care if they went to Harvard Business School or wherever else. Don't matter. That you don't get taught this stuff. This is just a whole new level of understanding what we cover here every day. Anyway, so this headline here from MarketWatch: bond market very close to a crash. Okay, you see, they get it here. Okay, this was an opinion piece. Go check it out. The Bank of England here is again warning. This is a quote. I actually put it in quotes so you can see that. Material risk to financial stability. This is how the Bank of England is now justifying what they're doing. I mean, it's laughable to me. And look, I'm starting to feel my blood boil. You remember how this played out. Bank of England, oh yeah, we're going to start buying debt. Don't call it quantitative easing, although it is quantitative easing, and it's just going to be temporary. Transitory. Does that sound familiar to you? Hello? Yeah, maybe? Okay. And now all of a sudden, we're talking about a major backpedaling. Not only are they maintaining quantitative easing, but they're doubling it. That's what we know about. And this is not going to be temporary nor transitory. You understand? I think you get it. But this is how they sell it to people. Oh, we got to do this because of that. Oh, it's going to be temporary, transitory. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. But clearly, okay, you and I, light years ahead of the crowd. We know what's going on here. The debt market is a ticking time bomb. It's going to explode. It's going to implode on itself, and it's going to suck the financial system down a black hole with no bottom. You understand? I don't think people get it. The gravity of this situation is beyond, I think, the ability for most people to comprehend. Even me. I'll be honest with you. This thing is so big. It is so monstrous. I've referred to the debt market as a Frankenstein, a monster that's engulfing the earth for many, many years. I've explained for many, many years that eventually this entire thing was going to implode on itself, and it's going to suck everything down with it. And I mean everything, the entire financial landscape, the economy. I'm going to say it again here that a vast amount of the population is going to perish. Okay, this is the greatest threat to survival, period. There's nothing that comes close right now. Nothing. Not even, well, maybe a global nuclear exchange, okay? But global warming and everything as an immediate threat it doesn't even register on the scale, whatever scale here. It's this global debt problem, which is being driven deliberately by central banks who are choking to death the global economy and the people with it. And none of our loving, caring politicians anywhere in the world want to do a damn thing about it, because they realize that they're nothing. That it's central banks that are running the show, and they're just a side act, but they can't tell you that. Imagine, for example, a politician would have come out and say, hey, you know something? I kind of let you all in a secret. Let's keep this between you and me, but this is all a sideshow here. Democrats, Republicans, whatever's going on in any part of the world, it's the central banks. They're pulling the strings. They're the puppet masters. Everything else is dog shit. You understand? I think you do. Now, I want to move forward. The IMF, a couple of warnings here. The IMF has been very vocal over the past several weeks. They've been throwing, bits of truth out here. I make fun of the IMF. I'm calling them the International Mafia Fund here. But here, we've been hearing warnings about cracks in the debt market, instability in the debt market. Now, here we go. IMF is now warning on the global economy. And this is a quote, too. Quote, worst is yet to come. So the IMF is telling us the worst is yet to come, warning again of financial instability. Now, with regard to the global economy, let me just read this piece to you. What is concerning to the IMF right now, obviously there's a few things here, is the pace at which the global economy is slowing. In other words, they're saying this thing is grinding to a freaking halt here. Now, you and I are clear on what's going on here. What do we have going on? We have central banks selling a lie. The biggest lie that I can possibly think of since the financial crisis, Bernanke getting the freaking Nobel Prize because he knows everything about economics. The man is brain dead. Dead. If they put him up to one of those brain monitors, it wouldn't even register if they asked him the most basic question on economics. Okay, the guy brought the world to its knees because he was so wrong. Oh, it's contained, subprime, don't worry about it. Oh, yeah, but he wins a Nobel Prize, really? Oh, okay. That's just unbelievable to me. It's like, I don't know what it is. Make a comparison to something. I have no idea. It's beyond anyone's my at least comprehension at this point. I believe you would have to agree. But anyway, look, you get it if you follow this blog. And I'm proud to say that I'm part of that, for all of you, to allow you to understand what's happening. No action, unfortunately, is going to be taken here. Central banks collectively, what are they? These are the enemy. Public enemy. number one. Forget about John Dillinger, public enemy number one, who I don't know who public enemy number one is. That's how, my brain is working on my clicks on John Dillinger. I mean, the guy's been dead for like a long time. But, but seriously, the destroying global economy. Evans yesterday, what a mind blower. Fed President Evans, he's admitting that the Fed doesn't care if they kill jobs. They don't care what they're doing. They're working towards an end game, a goal here. All the central banks are, people, to run it all, to take over the freaking world. They are the government. You know this. It's just so sick to me. It really is. And we need a freaking revolution. These institutions, all of them, gotta go, but they won't. They have too much power right now. The Federal Reserve, for example, has the full backing of the United States military, including its entire nuclear arsenal. Who do you think is actually pulling the strings with this war over there? Why are we sending hundreds of billions of dollars over there weaponry? What generates more cash than any other human endeavor for the military-industrial complex? Well, it's war. The expansion of war, the propagation of war. Imagine if people were allowed to know this. And this mechanism here, again, of expanding wars and disease processes that they have to build warp speed vaccines for, whatever spokesperson they choose to sell that to you, Donald Trump, whether it's Biden, it's the same guy. They look different, and they have a different way of manipulating the people, but it's the same thing. You understand? It's all a game that is played here, and these characters are chosen very specifically as a mechanism of how to play on the minds of men and women, to get them to think a certain way, a perspective that keeps them separated, keeps us all divided. It's, again, a game being played at an extremely high level. And the people, all of us, they believe that we're pawns in that game, but you and I are not, because we see through it all. You understand? It's very transparent once you understand what the goals are of central banks, what they're working towards, and obviously an extremely successful campaign to vastly inflate global debt, to continue to gain more power. And a central bank's power resides in just one thing, their ability to inflate, their ability to issue more debt. And they call on whatever politician they want to put behind the Resolute desk and anywhere else in the world to play that game. Okay, we need money for this. We need to fund that. We need to, whatever it is. You understand? And they can make things up as they go along, like freaking Pelosi and Frankenmummy over there. Oh yeah, the Inflation Reduction Act. We're going to reduce inflation by spending hundreds of billions of dollars. Yeah, it's going to be a miracle. It would be a miracle if that would happen, but it's not going to. But this is what they do. They sell this to the people, then they laugh. They laugh at all of us, but not you and I. Anyway, market was all over the place today, people. And that was really being driven by bond yields. A lot of the news coming out of IMF and all this other stuff that's going on here. Look, just keep your eyes on all this. You and I, we're so far ahead of the curve. It's just ridiculous. We know what to do. We know why we're doing it. We're going to continue to bet against the debt, become our own central bank, hold hard assets. Physical silver, my favorite asset of all time. Let them play their games. We're going to play our games. It's that simple here. A lot of ways to make this work for you, people. But the best way to do it, the best way to beat this entire system is by realizing that you and I are each other's greatest resource. I've been telling people this for many, many years. All of this is well and good, but we need each other, you and I, all of us. This entire thing that is huge. It's very big, this channel. I mean, it's a lot smaller than, some that are in the millions here, people eating Tide Pods and licking toilet bowls. They got millions of subscribers. But me, I get a measly, 231,000. Maybe if I go lick a few toilet bowls, I get millions of subscribers. Could you imagine that? This is the state of affairs. Not only does Pelosi and our President Mummy, they have no idea how to define what a man or a woman is. We live in a society where if you lick a toilet bowl, well, you're guaranteed to have a hit show. It'll be off the Richter scale. But you lay these things out on the line like I do for all of you. We're a team, you and I. This is our thing. It's not mine. I'm growing. This channel is growing because of you. all of you, not me. I am nowhere to be found, not on a single social network, okay? It's you guys and you girls out here who get this out there, who talk about it. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. We're making a difference, and that, to me, it's more important than anything else. Make a positive difference in the world. The rest of it will just fall into place once we can do that. All right, look, before I keep going on and on and on, let me just summarize real quick. Our gold and silver fell under pressure. Crude oil fell under pressure here. Cryptocurrencies as well. Stock market all over the place. All that's well and good. All well and good. Keep your eyes on this debt market here. It's getting attention, people. It's getting attention. And I think you're probably just as happy as I am about that. Love all of you. Share the video. Please comment. I will see all of you at the end of the day. And, well, that's it. Oh, I will see you at the end of the day. It is the end of the day. Duh. Duh, Greg. Duh. I'll see you in the morning.